Welcome to POL Classics. Be sure to check out the best of POL from over the years. It's at its most popular day and time, and guess what? It's only on WNEP+.
WNEP proudly presents the premier outdoor show in northeastern and central Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life, your window to the great outdoors. Tonight on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life.
We'll talk turkey as we take you on a fall turkey hunt. Plus, we'll travel to central Pennsylvania to cover this year's elk hunt. And it's week 3 of the Arctic Cat Contest, courtesy of Rusty Palmer.
This week's show is ready to roll. Pennsylvania Outdoor Life starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. I'm Don Jacobs, and I'm standing here in front of the fireplace because things are a little cold this week, but more importantly, in front of this Arctic Cat, courtesy of Rusty Palmer, week 3 of that contest, as we make our way over to Ken Hunter, who spent part of his week after these.
Yeah.
What's that?
Straws.
Straws. A bull elk, right?
That's great. And you know what, Jake? Actually, this antler is small compared to the ones that I saw some of the people bringing in. So let's go up to St. Mary's and take a look and see how some of these guys made out with the Pennsylvania elk. Well, here we are in St. Mary's, Pennsylvania. This is the day before the big elk hunt, the third elk hunt in Pennsylvania history. And this is where everybody must come. All the guides, all the hunters come here for an orientation. So let's go inside and see what's happening.
We have this orientation because hunting elk is completely different than any other experience that a Pennsylvania hunter is going to be typically used to. Prior to the hunting seasons coming in, several of us went to some other states that had elk seasons, found out that in those states where the predominant hunting is white-tailed deer, those states found out that the hunters needed to be educated a little bit to let them know that there's a little difference between an elk and a deer.
Warren Stump is the head of the law enforcement division of the North Central region of the Pennsylvania Game Commission.
The typical thing that happens, and the main thrust of what we want to talk about in here, safety is a big part. That goes without saying. Anytime we get some hunters' ears, the Game Commission is going to almost preach about safety.
I'm here at the orientation with Kevin Root from Wellsboro. Kevin, this is your first time ever to draw a tag, I assume?
Yes, it is. Yep.
And what did you get?
I got a cow tag.
All right, now you plan to hunt where tomorrow?
Probably the Cinnamahoney area, Area 8.
Do you have a guide for tomorrow?
I have a guide, yes, Alan. He's staying at our camp, and he'll be kind of helping me out.
Now, you're from the general area, so you've probably been up here and seen elk before, I'm sure.
Yep, one time before I was down here and seen the elk, yep.
And you're a successful deer hunter, too, so this is going to be easy, huh?
Pretty much. We hope so. I'm hoping anyways. We'll find out.
Maybe we'll be talking to you at the check station tomorrow.
Hey, great. I hope so.
Well, good talking with you, Kevin, and we wish you lots of luck.
Thank you very much.
Vern Ross, Executive Director of the Pennsylvania Game Commission, was just one of a handful of speakers that addressed the hunters and guides at the orientation.
We now hunt elk. After 70 years, you can hunt elk. You can trap bobcat in this state. So folks, what I'm kind of saying, this is the good old days, right now. Look to the future.
With that message delivered, all the hunters could do was to wait until morning and the opening day of our third Pennsylvania elk season. Well, here we are. This is the first day of the Pennsylvania elk hunt, the third elk hunt. We're at the Quehanna Ranger Station, and we're out here now at the check station area. The hunters are now coming in with their elk. We're well underway. We have a nice bull coming in around the corner. We're going to go check it out and see what's happening over here, find out how the day is going for some of these guys.
Cal Dubrack, I'm the Wildlife Management Director with the Game Commission. We had some different objectives this year as we looked at the elk population and how it was changing, and looking at some of the situations that were happening on the ground within the elk range. There were a few things we were trying to do a little bit differently this year than we had been in past years. Because of the conflicts through the hunting and the distributional licenses this year, we're hoping to address some of those conflicts. Right now we have our population estimate is between 650 and 700 animals on the ground out here this year, and so for now it's stabilized. We are in the process of revising our elk management plan. We'll be working with stakeholders on that over this next year to try to examine where we've been and where we want to go. I can't tell you right now exactly what our goals are going to be in the coming years. Historically, we've managed for 1 to 1.5 elk per square mile within the landscape, and that says we're going to manage for somewhere between 800 and 1,200 elk on the landscape. The problem right now is that we've got elk in some places where we've got more elk than folks want to see in some places, and in other areas we have fewer elk than folks want to see. The distribution has changed. Everything that we've done to keep our finger on the pulse of the health of this elk herd shows that it's in excellent shape. There's no evidence of TB. There's no evidence of brucellosis or chronic wasting disease.
Hi, my name is Janet Gruber, and I am the first woman in Pennsylvania to get a bull elk tag. I was having trouble finding him in my scope. I was going a little nuts. He was about 60 yards. Okay. And then, fortunately, I did find him, and I was just standing there waiting and praying, please turn, and he did. He did like a 3/4 turn, and I squeezed the trigger and took him down one shot.
First woman ever to bag a bull elk.
Yes.
Congratulations, ladies. Great job.
Thank you.
There were 5 things we were trying to do this year in terms of the license allocations. One was stabilize the elk herd. One was to put permits and have hunters remove elk in conflict areas. Okay. The third was to provide hunting opportunities in all management units. We know we have elk in all management units. Some have few elk, some have a lot of elk, but try to hunt the entire range as well. We were concerned about high-grading the bull population, so we want to take some pressure off the larger, older, branch-antlered bulls. Hence the distribution of 20 bull permits and 80 cow permits. And lastly is provide also for taking opportunities for sportsmen to remove elk outside the elk range.
Hours had passed, and producer Brian Hollingshead and I were just about to wrap it up, and one of our locals finally came in with a great bull elk.
Dr. Edward Polashinsky from Drums, Pennsylvania. Well, actually, I was hunting in Michigan for grouse, and I called home just to say hi to my wife. And she was very angry with me and wanted to know what I was planning with this elk hunt this year. And I had no idea. I had forgotten that the drawing was that weekend. And all of the guides were calling the house wanting to guide us. And my wife was taking the phone calls, and she had no idea what this elk hunt was about. She thought I was going out west again. And she was very angry with me.
Well, when she sees this, I think she'll change her mind. Well, Ed, thanks a lot. Great job. Congratulations on a great hunt. Well, we want to thank Cal and Warren and certainly Vern Ross from the Pennsylvania Game Commission, all the folks up there who are helping make this, Jake, a very successful hunt. As you can see in that footage there was some really nice elk taken, including the first woman to ever take a bull elk.
And you were right, bigger than these.
I didn't see anything this small.
They were incredible racks. And of course, our local boys doing it again.
Guy got a nice one, biggest one before we left. That was the heaviest one weighed in.
And of course, they're putting all the numbers together. We'll have the updated version of exactly what happened, how many were taken, next week on Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. But for right now, what do you say?
Well, it's
clue number one.
Yeah.
Clue number one. Let's go, boys. Across the bottom of the screen is your first clue for the Arctic Cat Contest. What you need to do is unscramble that jumbled up pile of letters and come up with an animal found in Pennsylvania. Write it down. We'll tell you what to do with it in a minute.
Now, we're going to go to a break in just a minute, but before we do, Corey Bailey's going to give us another safety tip on how to ride that Arctic cat.
Here again are 2 important safety tips. Always wear boots and gloves while riding your ATV. When you're riding through briars and scrub brush, you tend to get hit with flying objects. Here again, safety first.
We'll have even more POL Classics on WNEP Plus right after this.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. You know, Jake, most of the viewing audience still has about another week left for turkey season. I know I was fortunate. I got out the first day, got my bird, my son got his, and I really want to be quick to tell you that Sheila, my wife, got her bird on Thursday.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, congratulations, Sheila. But now you were out with somebody that got a turkey.
I just love going out, talking turkey, busting up flocks, getting into the birds. I love that kind of stuff, and it's great when we do it with field staff member Dale Butler. Brian Hollingshead, producer, and myself got a chance to hunt with George Bowers and Bob Hawkins on a beautiful piece of property in Susquehanna County.
We're looking to hopefully find a flock of birds and break them up and put them to bed tonight, and tomorrow morning come in and call them in. We're just looking for some beech nut, some tracks where they're scraping here, feeding on the beech nut through here. Looking for a lot of sign. Would need maybe they're roosting in this area. There's a beech nut, heavy crop of beech this year. There's teaberry, a lot of teaberry up here. There's a lot of wild grapes through here. And then there's farmers' fields that have been cut and also spread cow manure out in them. That green field is right here. You can see backside of it here. Yeah. I don't know if they're in there, if they're on the top. I think they're right on the edge. Or they're walking down to the... Yeah, they're gonna either roost there or just gonna feed there for a while, just about a half hour. What do you think? This way? Yeah, let's do it that way. Here. Where are they? Here. You see it?
This spot was quite some ways away.
Yep.
It was like a 150-yard run. Fortunately, it was downhill. But we did get a break. We'll hang loose here for a few minutes tonight.
What's it about? Close to 5 o'clock probably?
Yeah. We should hear some of them. We should hear some of them try to fly up tonight. And I think it's a good possibility. Tomorrow morning, we can hear bright and early. And what we'll do is we'll take a seat up there somewhere where we can get a halfway decent place we can see. Get a little near this field. And we'll listen to them in the morning in the trees.
The next morning, I joined the hunting party, and we made our way to the hillside just above the field and listened to the sounds we heard just after daybreak.
Two more just flew in the field.
Turkeys were everywhere, and they were calling up a storm. Finally, a couple of them came into reach of George's 10 gauge. All right.
Young bird.
Hey, nice going, man. Nice going.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Beautiful. Fall turkey hunting. We just don't get no better than this, does it?
How about those sounds this morning?
Oh,
how about those sounds?
There was turkey sounds all around it. It's just unbelievable.
Now this is This is Susquehanna County. This is pretty normal turkey hunting. I mean, you got lots of birds everywhere here, don't you?
Yeah, it's good in the, real good in the spring, and in the fall we see a lot of birds. Big flocks in the fall.
Now, I don't know about you, but as a turkey hunter, when you're sitting there in the morning and you start hearing everything and 360 degrees around you, that just is darn exciting.
Yeah, I mean, in the morning, I think we had birds all around us. They were flying in the field. I heard one fly, I think, where we stood in the morning even.
Right. Unbelievable.
Them turkeys carried on this morning from daybreak to about, must have been, by the time they actually quit, it must have been just about 9 o'clock. We were only successful with one bird, but hey, that's the way turkey hunting is in Pennsylvania.
Congratulations, George. An incredible morning in the woods. You know, Bob Hawkins and I actually at one point had some turkeys coming into us, but wanted to let George get the shot first because of the camera and because of the story. It was an incredible morning out there, and of course, Dale Butler, as usual, made it happen with his turkey calls.
You know,
so
it's
we had a great day.
As exciting, I think, watching somebody else get it as it is getting it yourself.
And all those calls first thing in the morning. It's just absolutely breathtaking.
Never get tired of hearing that.
You know what's breathtaking too?
Well, the next clue's now coming across the bottom of the screen. It should be. We hope
it's
it
right
is.
there. Yeah.
Now that's 2 clues today. You have what? 8, 10 clues so far. We're going to give a couple more before it's all over.
It could be any of the 4
That's
over
right.
the last couple of weeks, today and next week. Now we're going to take a short break. What we're going to do is we're going to go to Corey Bailey at Rusty Palmer for yet another safety tip.
Our safety tip today is right here on this ATV. Operating this ATV if you're under the age of 16 increases your chance of severe injury or death. Never operate this ATV if you're under the age of 16. We always try to stress here at Rusty Palmer, safety first, and if it's recommended, please do it.
POL Classic, we'll have much more of it on WNEP Plus right after this.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. Here I am sitting on this great-looking Arctic cat from Rusty Palmer. But you know, Jake, they're great machines. I think one of the key things to riding these is probably safety. Wouldn't you agree?
You know, you're right. And the old saying that guns don't kill people, people kills people.
That's right.
Well, ATVs don't kill people. It's the people behind them, riding them foolishly and not respecting the terrain. Corey Bailey from Rusty Palmer took this vehicle out for a ride to show us the safe way to handle one of these out in the woods. How should you approach getting onto it for the first time or whatever?
Actually, the first step is all the machines come with the owner's manual. You just go through the owner's manual, goes over all the brake controls. Pretty much get to know your machine before you even get on it.
What are some tips to safely get down a hill to know that you're going too fast or you're doing it inappropriately? Tell me a little bit about going down a hill.
Going down a hill, you should slow down at the top of the hill before you even get towards the bottom. That way you have control of the machine. Pump the brakes, you know, if you want to stop and put it in low range before you get down to the bottom on your way down the hill.
Are the gears, do they matter that much? Is high, low?
Yeah, that's what they're there for. That's to hold the machine back and use the machine properly.
Now, if you feel yourself getting out of control, is it slam on the brake time or?
Yeah, they don't slam them on, ease them on, and try to get yourself slowed down.
One of the other big concerns is an ATV rolling back on people as they're going uphill. Words of advice on that?
When you're going uphill, it wouldn't hurt if you have a four-wheel drive machine. Stick to four-wheel drive and try to lean forward on the machine as you're going up the hill. And if it starts to tip, you know, let off the gas and hold on the brakes. The farther you are back, the more center of gravity is towards the rear of the machine.
Going on a regular soft dirt road, you drive that differently than if it was a hard road or grass? Or?
Yeah, it's different materials. The machine works different on each base. On the dirt and stuff, it will turn a lot easier than it will on pavement. It'll tend to grip a lot more on the blacktop. Loose gravel, this machine will tend to push through the gravel more than steer.
Now, as far as going down a trail that you don't know, I mean, common sense tells you what?
Slow down. Slow down, get to know your area, explore a little bit. Then, if you want, you can go a little faster as you get used to what you're riding on. Like this time of year in fall, the wet leaves do tend to push you off the trail if you try to stop in a sharp turn. So you should slow down a little bit. Maybe clear your trails out a little bit, go through and pick the brush out, stuff like that.
These machines can go over blown down logs. They can go over rocks, but there's always a safe way to do everything on an ATV. What's the safe way to do it?
The safe way to do is take your time, go slow, and creep up over it, and let the machine do the job.
People have a tendency to think that because it's powerful and it's fast, that that's the only way to drive one.
No.
That's wrong, right?
That's incorrect. The power's there for work, use, and also enjoying yourself.
There you go. Thank you very much, Corey. And you know, Rusty Palmer was nice enough to give us this vehicle and to give us Corey to help out with all those safety tips. So
and those were some great safety tips from Corey. But right now, coming across the bottom of your screen is clue number 3. There's one more to go. The one you have now, KUKSN. Now that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. You could enter as often as you wish. 18 years or older to enter. The winner's responsible for the taxes. We're going to give clues out today and next week, and then on a live presentation of Pennsylvania Outdoor Life the night before the buck season, we're picking the winner. Welcome back to Pennsylvania Outdoor Life. It's official. Right now, you will have enough clues. If today is the first time you're entering this contest, you will have enough clues to enter. We only need 4 unscrambled clues. Now, the key is, once you unscramble them, you got to get us a postcard.
Right, got to get a postcard in. You have the 4 clues. Don't forget your name, address, and phone number. You send it to Arctic Cat Contest, WNEP TV, 16 Montage Mountain Road, Music PA 18507. Get those postcards in.
And you can enter as often as you like. We got one more week of clues, but first we're going to go to our product giveaway, and this comes to us. It's number 16 of 150, obviously 16, from the Williamsport, the Wild Game Feeders Association of Williamsport, limited edition call. They have a 45th anniversary here. It's made by Ray Smith of River Valley Game Calls. Here's how you can get one in the event that your name is not chosen. We're going to put the information on the screen now. The Wild Game Feeders Association, 322-0673 or gamefeeders.org. Let's give this baby away. And I can tell you that we did a story with the Wild Game Feeders Association. Great group of guys. They hand out corn throughout the winter, and memberships are still available. These guys have it right here. They just love wildlife and they love helping wild game. And if you want to pick a winner there, we'll do that. We've got bear hunting coming up. We've got final coverage of the elk season. Of course, we'll get you ready for the deer season and an Olympic hopeful trap shooter. All that's coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Well, we have Louise Shoemaker from Mill Hall, Pennsylvania.
Congratulations. This limited edition turkey call will be coming your way. Of course, we still have turkey season yet.
Yeah, there's still some people trying to get them. There's still time enough to do it.
I'm heading off to a New York deer hunt. A lot of people are out there still beating the brush for small game. Good luck if you're going out. Good luck to you.
Good luck to everybody else still trying to get them.
Yep, on behalf of everybody here at Pennsylvania Outdoor Life and WNEP TV, I'm Don Jacobs at Ken Hunter, wishing you the very best in the great outdoors.
So long.
Pennsylvania Outdoor Life is a local presentation of WNEP TV. We're proud to serve northeastern and central Pennsylvania.
Arctic Cat.
Thank you for joining us for a look back at POL Classics. Now I'm going to invite you to join us every Sunday night at 6:30 on WNEP+.